Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome to a new month. This is March. We're on the same property that we left off on, and we're going to be putting all the things right. Now, one thing you might notice, you probably don't, I don't know. First of all, my microphone is here, it's not connected whatsoever. I'm on a new device, I'm on a new camera, a new phone, and you don't connect it with one of these anymore. The future's here. However, I'm not, so this mic is now a tiny little bit redundant unless I go back to filming on my old device. I'll try and get a mic ordered up with a Type-C connector on the back of it, and that way it'll fit in the back of this device and we can have some better audio and stuff. But for now, bear with me. Right, so basically, as we said, as I left off last time, it's going to be downlights, new kitchen circuits going in, cooker and stuff like that. What else are we doing? There's the bathroom light switch to deal with. That's pretty much it really. A couple of sockets, that's not too much, not too heavy. But the plaster's looking to get in as soon as, and so, get a bit of a move on. Now, one other thing you might have noticed is a little bit of a shave, and that's because I'm going to be wearing a mask. To do most of the first fix stage, when you're at first fix stage, you're going to be cutting through various bits of plaster and whatever else, pulling boards up and stuff. So when you can go in, you're grinding or whatever you're using, a mud tab, a wall chaser, whenever you're going to be using to cut cables into a wall, wear your PPE. I like this mask, and it works a lot better, a million times better when you haven't got a beard. So obviously it's flush to my face at the moment, you can still hear me kind of, and it's working great. All the PPE, usual stuff, gloves, ear defenders, that's important, ear defenders, and goggles and stuff like that. Eye defenders, yeah, that's what they're called. Wear all that stuff, chasing out, first fixing. You can wear it for the coronavirus outbreak, I guess, if you want, but I'm not going to be going to the shop in the thing. Right, let's get on with some work. I've pulled these boards up now, you can see, just popped them up and kicked them to the left hand side. You can see what was there underneath. There's all the various heating pipes. It's had a conversion, a combi conversion, so there's some old redundant pipes. The 10mm copper pipes running up to each radiator, and then this white cable here is just, it's a dead redundant cable going down to the old boiler, so I'll chop that out as well. And that's basically, if I show you here, see that hole there, that's the kitchen, that's where that hole is in the ceiling, in the kitchen. So I'm just going to come along all the way there, kick left at the top, drop down to the consumer unit, and that's basically going to be my cable run. There's the 6mm drop down. That's going to be feeding a cooker point over here, an isolator, go to an isolator inside a cupboard, so that it's out of sight and it's not too unsightly or anything like that. That's a customer request, and it's obviously something I've done before. Oven will be going central, oven and hob, electric hob, hence the 6mm. Right, as you can see, I've dropped the 6mm in the corner now, coiled it up out of the way, pulled over the 2.5 from the board, coiled that up there, and there's various sockets going in. But for the moment, I'm going to chase out the old ones. You can see I've removed the fronts. I'm going to chase back the existing cables, see where they go to, test out, see if I can put a maintenance-free box up in the ceiling and just kind of keep the existing ring for the house, because obviously we're going to have a new circuit for the kitchen. and it's going to come down that chase there, pick up the fridge and so on and so forth, and yeah, we'll keep that on a radial. But yeah, for now, PPE, and it's going to get a bit loud and dusty, so we'll speed this up. Well, lady and gentlemen, as you can see, the the old cable running was just a free-for-all. No one gave a flying, really, did they? You can see. Obviously, there's a socket down there. If you can see me pointing, there's a socket on the other side of the wall there. Should really keep this mask on. Socket on the other side of the wall there, and it's sorry, there. So it's obviously going up, down, across, and back up again there. So whatever the situation is here to get some sockets into the kitchen, that's the route they took. So yeah, I'd be quite glad to get rid of all that. My God. So there we have it. I can confirm my ring is complete. It gets worse, guys. Look at the state of this. So obviously I chased that out already, and then I've just chased this bit out, which goes up again. Whoever's wired this kitchen doesn't really like plumb level lines, do they? Just diagonal everything. So I just thought I'd have a look, see where this is going, see where I can trace it back to. And I just found this. Can you see that? They've just the previous kitchen fitter or whatever, unknown to him, it's not his fault, you know, because he's fixed it where a cupboard would go. You would think a cable would go straight up from a socket position, but yeah, there's a hole right in it there. So that was lucky, especially on that old board as well. Remember that old board we had here, that Wilex rewirable thing? Not quite sure. I've pulled the lock back now, and there's just that one cable stuck out the back of the socket in the lounge there. And it kind of goes up, down, across here, up there, and there's one cable coiled up there, and I'm going to go upstairs and pull that back. What the hell? Tracing that white cable, that ring cable stuck from downstairs in the kitchen. I've come upstairs now, popped another board up in the bathroom, the room above, and I'm just trying to route it back to wherever it is so I can put it back into the ring. And I found something from War of the Worlds. Honestly, it looks like something out of a H.G. Wells movie. That's not really what we're after, although it's as magnificent as it is. It's the white cable behind it that's clipped to that joist, can you see? So a bit more tracing, a bit more investigating, and it's probably going to end up going in that back bedroom. Lucky me. Okay, so I've stuck my head in the floor upstairs, and I've been able to see where this cable is, that white cable at the back, through going past all that plumbing work that wouldn't look out of place in Fred Dibner's back garden. Well, that's going across the ceiling, down the wall to a socket there. You can just about see it there. And that was behind the radiator, hidden before. So that's going to be cut back. So I can run all this back, pull it down to the socket behind me on the other side of this wall, reconnect the circuit, reconnect the ring, which will give us back all the sockets, and then obviously give me back the blank canvas I want for the kitchen. I've got the new back boxes on now, here, there, and so on and so forth, and there's some runs going to be for the cupboard, going in the cupboard for the various sockets and switches and isolators that are going in there. I've got no metal capping, guys, so I'm off to get some more materials and more gear, and I shall return tomorrow. I need to get some for here and some for another job, and we'll meet back up here tomorrow and crack on with the kitchen. Alright chaps, the capping has been purchased. As sharp as it is, always wear gloves. Yep. And yeah, let's go and find a kettle. Right, while that's boiling, let's have a look at some of this capping. Right, now this capping, obviously, it's nice, it's the 25mm, it's more than enough. I wanted the 37, but they didn't actually have any, so we got this instead. But it'll do, it's fine. Obviously, it's a bit long as it is, with it being going down all the way to the floor and stuff. I don't need it that high, so we need to cut it. For that, I use the old tin snips. These DeWalt ones work fine. I've had these for about a year now. Yep, no problem with them whatsoever. Keep them oiled, and they more than adequate enough to cut this stuff. It's nice and easy. You can get a better, straighter cut. You don't need to start getting grinders and hacksaws out. It's just a nice thing to use these, and obviously they don't need to be DeWalt or anything. But yeah, I like DeWalt, so that's why I use them. We'll try and do this one-handed, so pretty much on the floor up to where you need to go to the bottom of the socket to cover your cables. It's about there, but I'm going to give it a couple of inches, so just get your pen, give it a little straightish line like that, and then it gives you a mark when you move it over to the bench to be able to, you can see where you can cut it. And now, usually if you've got two hands, you can just cut it in situ. There's the mark we made, and it's simply just how easy is get that out of the way. How easy is that with the tin snips? So easy. It's yeah, obviously it's going to leave a bit of a jagged cut. You can either file it a bit. Various different files. You can either give it a file. Sometimes I just like to use the back edge of the side cutters. Just kind of give it one of these, a bit of a scrape, and it just kind of deburrs it, and it takes all the edge off it. And that way, when it goes, it's nice and smooth now. Oh, even with the finger. That way, when it goes up to the cables, you know, the PVC on the cables, it's not going to start cutting into it and biting into it or anything like that. Yes, there's one of about 4 or 5. We'll get the rest done and get on with the kitchen. Pretty much all the capping's on now. Unfortunately, I've had to use cable clips here. It's real world scenario, guys. So, you know, hammering nails into this sometimes ends up bending your nails or your clouts or whatever. I know some people use a screw-in method or whatever, but I just 2.5 clips, that's solid. It's not going to go anywhere. But the time there's a bit of render plaster or bonding, whatever, going over it, again, it won't move. Now on the other wall, I'll show you. As you can see on this wall, I've been able to use the galvanized clout nails going through. I'll just sort of show this because if you think of the profile of it, so it's going to be, I'll just draw it, it's like this, yeah. Now they represent clout nails, by the way. If you just nail like that and say this pencil is your that's the wall. Now there's a chance it'll pull off because obviously you've got your cables going through there. There's a chance it'll just pull through. So what I try and do, wherever possible, is just move up here, get the nail, get the clout, and I just kind of clout on the angle like that. Again, a bit of cable in there. And then so you get your pencil there. So it's, if you like, because it's on the angle up against the wall, it acts like a kind of pincer, if you like. So it grabs into the wall a bit more. So not only have you hammered in, but you've hammered kind of round as well. So it kind of pins into the wall. Try and do that wherever I can, and especially when on a thermalite wall like this one here. Yeah, so as you can see, I've labelled also the outside socket there, and that's because we have one outside, and I'm not going to connect it up. It's going to be something for a later date, so I just wanted to label it at this stage. Not quite sure why there's 3 grommets in here. I think I got a bit carried away. Right, everything's first fixed in the kitchen here now. Cooker's ran in and capped up the hood, or where the hood's going to go. I've got a runner one that'll feed up to there, and it's all ready to be bonded, and I'm going to get on with that a bit later on. I might even leave it till tomorrow. And then after, I'm going to have some dinner now. After dinner, we'll crack on with the downlights. There's 6 in total, 4 over the kitchen area, 2 pretty much above my head here, and then there's 4 going to be installed in the bathroom upstairs. Right, so where are we up to now? I've got the all the downlights are actually in, so you can see there's 2 over there, 2 here, there, and there, and they're going to be the 4 that we're going to do in the kitchen area. And there's 2 up here, and they're going to be for the dining area. I've tried to keep them kind of central with the doors there. And obviously they're actually in line, like 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there. Now you see that hole there, that hole and this hole, those holes were actually kind of already in the ceiling, as was this big hole. You might remember from a previous video. I made that one slightly bigger, I made that one a tiny bit bigger. I had to actually get my drill in there and drill the joist to feed some cables through, but that's realistically the only damage I've done to the ceiling in getting these downlights in. Right, with the ceiling being boarded, or I think it's been overboarded and then skimmed flat, because it's, like I said, it's got this kind of crap on it. What's going to happen is I'm going to connect these up now just to get a bit of power on, to get the lights onto the rest of the property. I'm going to connect these up now at various points, and I'm not going to second fix the downlights just yet, so the wires can get tucked back up in the ceiling, and then once it's been overboarded, skin plastered, whatever, painted even, I'll come back and second fix all them. I've also done, if you can see here, this little coil here, and there's another one over here. Now you can see there used to be a cupboard there, and there's going to be some wall units there as well. So with these wall units, I kind of, after future proofing thing, I've just dropped some feeds in for some under cupboard lighting that might be going in there. They want it, but they don't know where it's going. And as I said, I'll throw some cables in, and we can get to the plastering side of things afterwards, once it's been skimmed and stuff, and once you know your kitchen exact design plan, whatever, and then I'll come back and we'll get some cabinet lights, well, first and second fixed in there. So it's a similar situation over here with the switch. So we had two already. One was doing the room I'm in, one was doing the dining room over there. So I've added two additional switches, two additional cables rather. One is going to do the under cabinet lights, and one is going to do the kitchen. So you've got kitchen, kind of dining room area, under cabinet lights, and the lounge, the room they've just left. And as you can see by that marvellous drawing there, that's the kind of the switch they're going to have. So I've widened the box there, you can see, to accept a double, widen the chase to accept some more cables, and we'll put a double in there, cap them off, and just put a white 4-gang front on it for now, and that'll yeah, that can be updated or left alone or anything, but yeah, that'll deal with that. Stay in there. What I've done with the cables, guys, I've shoved them up in the ceiling because, like I said, I don't know what's going to actually happen with it. It could be just getting skimmed straight over, although I'm not quite sure how easy or whatever tricky that is, or it could be getting overboarded, and then worst case scenario it might even be getting dropped or whatever. But what I've done, I've taken measurements, wrote down in the book where all the downlights are going to be, and then where the main cables come in, so you've got your live in, live out switch and stuff like that. What I've done, basically, just to provide a light in this room, in this area, I've wired this side in to a connector, and we have like a tiny bit of a coding system, so every electrician has a different method, a different way of doing things. Some people write on it, but when I see 3 notches on the end of the cable, I know exactly what that means. When I see 2 notches, I know that means live out. So that, basically, it lives out, it goes up there, across, and it comes out there. And on the other side of here, you'll see, if I come over, one of these will be, can you see, 1 notch there. That's live in. So this cable here I'm showing you is basically the live out here. So if I connect it up to this, it will then become live over there, but I don't want to do that because they're going to get tucked up in the ceiling. Not forgot about, just like I say, recorded, wrote down, measured, so that when I do come back to second fix these, I'll know exactly where they are. And in the meantime, I can keep the lights on. I've just kind of retrofitted, whatever, doctored this thing up together to get this light on, and I'll just kind of clip in there, and then when they turn the light switch on over there, there'll at least be this light coming on, providing a bit of light in here, because it is quite dark here in the mornings. Yeah. I've got the double switch back box on there now, or the double back box rather, in there for the switch, ran the cables through, but I'm probably just going to have to throw that back on for now. I know it's a bit kind of not fitting and stuff like that until I go out, pick another one up. Singles 2-gang switch got reconnected back up there, and there's the other 2 switches ready for the 4-gang plate, but now, like I said, I haven't got it, so that's it for now. Likewise with the cable clipping there, I completely ran out of the capping, so they just got clipped, and that's no problem whatsoever. So there's a switch just doing what it was doing before. Let's take this thing off. Yeah, I've been up in the loft. Okay, so we've got 600 centres with the ceiling joist going on up there. You can see I've done some pencil marks. I don't know if you can see them there, but done some pencil marks, done a bit of marking out. On the ceiling there's another pencil mark here. I'm going to go and get the laser level out and just cross these lines over, make sure they look nice and square. A little bit like, because it's a reasonably square bathroom, so we'll keep it looking a little bit like the, you know, a dice. 4, when you see 4 on a dice, something like that. One here, one here, and here. We'll get some holes drilled out. Laser on the wall. Alright, I've finished measuring out all the spotlights now. I've put some crosses in these 4 places. As you can see, I've got the laser up. Everything's good to go. So it's dust mask, it's dust steady, dust catch, and with the magic of a bit of editing, we'll get 4 holes in the ceiling. Okay? Wipers! So as you can see, we've got 4 holes in the ceiling now. All we need to do now is jump back up in the loft. Pull this back to over there. Obviously disconnect this. Pull it back to the first hole over there. Run the cables through. Just you know, in one out one, in one out one, so on and so forth. And then we'll deal with the pull cord light switch. That is going to get dropped down into a light switch on the landing on the other side of the door. And that's that. Now all we need is a switch. Should we try that super editing camera trickery thing again? Alakazam! There we have it. Switch screwed back on. Likewise with this one, I've screwed this one all the way back just to see if it does screw all the way back. And I'll obviously pull it off a bit because customer client request was to leave them off a little bit for decorating, plastering and whatever else is going to go on. So yeah. Crack on with that downlight in there now to live it up and just put a pendant on it for whoever's going to be working in there doing that horrendous bathroom. So a few of you were asking what I do. When I say a few of you, I mean absolutely none of you whatsoever. No one's asked me anything. But yeah, I know it's been in recent comments and videos and stuff. What do you do when you've got a plasterboard back box like this? Sunk in, what do you do with the CPC, and you know, how do you terminate, what do you do with the regards to kind of connecting up, because obviously we're plastic and plastic, so there's no need to bring it forward to the faceplate with it not being metallic. All I do, one of these guys, you see this kind of thing, one of these, any make you like, any company you want, just put it on the end, obviously sleeve it, put it on the end, push it up there, and then push it up there, like that, and it can be used, accessed, tested, it's there, and we're safe in the knowledge that it's not going to suddenly become free and loose and start getting involved in any of the contacts or anything behind the switch. That's all I do. I'm going to screw it back. Right, all the downlight spotlights are drilled in now, the lights are back on, everything's pretty much prepped up, ready. I'm going to jump on with the bonding, get some of these chases filled in. As you can see, there's quite a few to deal with where I've done all the chasing and the old chases and stuff like that. I'll crack on with them for now, and that's pretty much where I need to be at with the whole house. Right, time for a bonding session. There's not got any water here, so I have to make do. And before I can bond any of these chases, I need to prep all the chases, get rid of all the dust and stuff like that. And the way we do that is by blessing the wall. My lady. I am wanting him. He is wanting us. The power of... Roll, roll, roll your wall. Gently with the brush. Right, let's get it going. Alright, so everything's in now, all the bonding's done, all the gear's cleaned out. I'm pretty much done here. I've got 99% done here. I've got a little bit to do upstairs, bit of tidying up, put the floor back, that kind of thing. It's getting on. I'm calling it a day for now. Come back tomorrow, then that way I'll wrap up everything, put all the boards down, all the screws and everything back in the van. But yeah, that's it. Looks a bit like some form of modern art, doesn't it? Managed to get the 4-gang switch in and on and working and stuff, so that's reasonably screwed back as the customer requested, and that's going to be safe for them to be working in here. They can turn things on and off as normal without leaving any exposed cables. If you haven't already done so, guys, click up here to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you've liked it, or a thumbs down, whatever you want, whatever you feel. Don't forget to click the notification bell as well, that way you'll be notified when I upload the next video. Thank you so much for watching.